Welcome to Cyborg 86. Today we're going to check out this dirt cheap brushless motor and ESC combo in the SCX30, part of the Nano Morvair project. We'll also try out this ultra compact mini transmitter. I picked up the brushless combo on eBay for just under $30 plus another $7 in shipping. So under $40. And the transmitter came from AliExpress. It was about the same price. Now I have two goals for this. One is, of course, I want the ultra slow crawl of the brushless plus a little extra wheel speed. I also want the ultra compactness and portability of a different transmitter, because this transmitter is just way bigger than the little truck. Now the Morvair body is still in progress, so we're going to use the creepy clown car today. This was originally the Bronco. Now, I'm not going to do the whole teardown or anything. There's plenty of videos on that. I'm just going to show you the highlights. It's raining while I'm doing this, and poor Charlie was just anxious and drooling all over. The stock motor came out easy. I did have to remove the slider just to get at it. Now, this design is real easy to work on. It's hard to work with the small screws, but the design is great. This motor came with the pinion on, and I was able to get it lined up. Pay attention to where the screws are. That's the orientation that worked for me. Really wanted to lay the wire down more, but just couldn't get it. Now, the mesh is just slightly tighter than I would like, but I don't think it'll be a problem. The ESC does come with instructions, so there's a plus, and it plugged right into all the connectors. But it is quite a bit bigger than I want. If you look at the top, there it is. Just below that is an AM32 that I built myself with no capacitor. And then below that is an AM32 that was pre-built. And finally at the bottom is the Furatech Lizard. So yeah, you can see there's quite a difference in size. I did go ahead and get it installed. This is how I did it. This size would probably be better for an SCX24 or something, especially with a 30 amp. But it was a cheap combo. The transmitter is nice and compact, but you can see the receiver's pretty big. I'll show you what I mean here. It does come with instructions, and it uses a bind plug. Here it is next to some other receivers that I commonly use. It's on the left, next to the stock receiver. Behind that is a FlySky that I use with my FMS. And on the right there is a radio link. And then finally up front is a LDARC. I may decase this receiver, but for now I just mounted it like this, and it seems to work. This transmitter is very basic. There's no foam on the wheel, and on the back here, just an on-off switch. The battery compartment requires a screw, which I don't care for. And then there are just trims for steering and throttle. There's a bind button, and then there's also an LED for on-off. There is no servo reversing, so keep that in mind. Up next, we'll do a little crawling on the indoor foothills course. We'll compare it to the Bronco because it's basically the same drivetrain and wheel size. Then we'll take it outside and just do a little bit of comparison as far as top speed, low speed, etc. You may notice that the creepy car is a little bit slower in most cases, and that's because when I can drive it slow, I tend to drive it slow. I just like to drive it as slow as it'll go. When you're watching these side-by-sides, just kind of notice a little bit of lurching in the Bronco, not bad, versus the smoothness in the clown car. And honestly, I think the little bit of lurching is probably more true to life. I just really enjoy the precision of a brushless. I'll take that over capability as far as climbing angle. As long as I can control it, put it right on the edge. That's what makes it fun for me. I had mentioned this radio has no servo reversing. The steering worked out fine, but the ESC, the speed control, is backwards. So I'm having to drive it that way until I figure out what I want to do. If I want to keep this set up, I'll be redoing some wires anyway just to shorten it up in there. So for now, I'll just have to adapt. Watch here in this clip, the Bronco, I flip it over backwards, but the clown car, I was able to just save it because I'm just barely moving forward till I see the front end go up. That's just that little edge I'm looking for. But I do want to state that the stock electronics are excellent. And coupled with that gearing, I think it's just perfect. Best you can get with a brushless motor. Brushless is really not necessary, but I just got to do it. Here's another angle that'll help demonstrate it. Just watch the front wheels and watch the little bit of lurch from the Bronco as I'm on the edge. That's just the nature of a brushed motor. You kind of stop and then get a start. And then you're worried when you hit that start if it's going to be just enough to flip it over backwards. Where with the brushless, you just keep on rolling. And if you do stop, it's a very smooth start. Okay, outside now and check out how slow that brushless motor will turn. Here we're going to take a look at the slow speed. I'm driving them as slow as I can. Sometimes I had to pause. You'll see the Bronco maybe stop a little bit, and that's just because I'm checking to see is it going as slow as possible. And the clown car looks like it's not moving, but it is. Next up is the speed run. Don't blink. Well, it looks like I didn't gain much, maybe just a scotch or a smidge. I thought I might get a little bit more. It is a 4,000 kV motor. This last little test here was just me trying to smoothly accelerate, see if there's any hitches. There might have been something, I'm not sure. I just couldn't spot it. Probably is, but with this low gearing, it's not noticeable to me. Coming up, I'll keep working on this Nano Morvair project, and I'll probably do some more hydro dipping. So if you're interested in that, now might be a great time to subscribe. I appreciate your watching. I hope you found this interesting, and happy crawling.